Madden NFL 25.
The address is 1265 Lombardi Avenue. The place is known as Chinatown. Welcome inside legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson up here in the booth. And Greg, this is one of those games that a little old school. Maybe if it was in black and white, it would be fitting, right? We got a couple of teams who have to hand it off and see their running backs do it on the ground.
It's just so cool, and you mentioned it, like maybe 10, 15 years ago, this would have been the norm on any given weekend, but we're seeing the game trend to more of a passing style offense. If you want to score points, it mostly comes through the air. So for these two kind of throwback offenses that rely so heavily on their running backs, for anybody that loves old school power football, I think we're in for a treat.
The kicker, Will Reichard, has the ball on the tee. And off we go from legendary Lambeau. For the return, it's Keyshawn Nixon. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Green Bay offense set to go to work for the first time. And they're led by the man who waited his turn, the 2020 first-rounder, Jordan Love.
There was a lot of questions surrounding Jordan Love. Was he the long-term answer in Green Bay following in the footsteps of the legendary Aaron Rodgers? And I think last year in his first season as a full-time starter, he certainly quieted a lot of those questions. He spent time early in his career watching from the sideline, and he wasted no time showing he's one of the top young quarterbacks in the entire league.
Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they'll be set up now. Past the 40 with that one.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They'll come up now for second down and 4. On play action, Love. They'll go left side here and complete this one. That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes. All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
That's Reed. He's got it. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
This has been a solid opening drive. They're knocking on the door. First and goal. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. From the gun, it's Love. And he'll take it out of there. Touchdown, Packers. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
Brandon McManus now to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Packers will take a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Ty Chandler now to bring it back. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here's the Minnesota offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the number 3 overall pick back in the 2018 draft. Out of USC, it's Sam Darnold.
And this is the opportunity Sam Darnold's been working for. I mean, to resurrect his career after some struggles early on in New York. He's had a bit of a mixed bag, but there is no mistaking the physical talent, the arm strength, the ability to play quarterback at a high level. He has it all. There's a reason he was drafted where he was, Mike, and I think Minnesota has themselves a sleeper here at the quarterback position.
And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face second down and 7. Off the bootleg, here's Darnold. He connects with Jordan Addison. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
On 3rd and 2, it's Darnold. Open man, right side, he's got it. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
He is met and dropped. Good defense, loss of a couple on that play.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Play fake to Jones, and now Darnold. Oh, the blitz gets there quickly, and down he goes.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Darnold now to throw. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
So on 4th down, out comes Ryan Wright to punt for Minnesota. Out to return this for the Packers, it's Keyshawn Nixon. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. The Packers offense ready to get going with their second possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Now Love. Now he takes off.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short game.
2nd and 7. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. Throwing on 2nd down, Love. His throw left side is complete.
We give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
So, 1st and 10 now from the 30. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
And you can see the quarterback, he's looking up at the Jumbotron after that throw, Mike. He knows he just got away with one, and he's thinking, all right, what do I got to do to make an adjustment that is not so close the next time?
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Love. Thrown left side, the catch is made. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A pickup there of 28 yards.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Here's Love. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
On 2nd down, Love completes this one. That's Christian Watson. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level, and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand.
Here's 2nd and 2. Throwing is Love. Quick throw, out wide, it's caught. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal. Very nearly a touchdown. He's going to be marked out of bounds just shy of the power line. 19 yards on the game, and that's good for a 1st down. From the 1-yard line, 1st down and goal. Here's Jacobs, and he will take this one across into the end zone. Josh Jacobs, touchdown, Green Bay. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score, and Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Now it's McManus for the point after. He gets it to go, and the Packers move out on top, 14-0. Both teams ready to go once more. as the kick's away. To return, it's Brandon Powell. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to take over for their second possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. To the right side, he's got Hopkinson, his tight end. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Finding space at the 40. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
It's so early in the game, you have to be careful now as coaches and players that you don't find yourself trailing early and get out of your game plan. There is so much time left. Stick to what you've worked on all week. There's plenty of time to chip away and see if you can make this thing close come the 4th quarter.
1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. This one is caught by Addison. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
On play action, here's Darnold. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
He just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
To try and run for the 1st down with Jones.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
Throwing on 1st and 10 is Darnold. Laying out, and he made the catch. What a play. Give him 14 on that one. It'll be a Vikings 1st down.
So, Mike, you look back at the quarterback and you see that this ball is coming out of his hand and it's going to be low. And the decision's made. You've got to go down to the ground to secure the catch. First order of business. Your hands are between the ground and the ball, no matter what that looks like. And then once you secure it, you've got to roll, protect the ball, and under no circumstances can that ball move or hit the ground. And how often do we see a great catch overturned on replay? So it's not easy, but you get paid to catch them all. Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
And they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yardage, but it didn't gain any here. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
In order for you to be able to operate out of this 4-3 style defense, Mike, the key is your defensive tackles, their ability to penetrate, their ability to be game wreckers. That's exactly what we saw here. His ability to get back there, make the stop at the line of scrimmage, keep it to no gain.
Here comes the screen to Jones. And that screen slow to develop, and they rally to the ball and stop him. That will be no gain on the screen.
Not the worst play call there. I actually like 3rd down screen game, especially when you're anticipating some pressure, an over-aggressive defense who's selling out to get to the quarterback. In this case, not a lot of room to operate. They don't convert. brings up fourth down. And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
Reichert had the field goal a moment ago. He's back out now to kick this one away. Here's Nixon on the return. And this will work out quite well. They'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Packers offense back onto the field for their next possession. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. Dobbs headed in motion. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
When you call a draw, Mike, what you're counting on is that the defense is in full pass mode. The linebackers in secondary are getting a lot of depth in their drops. The defensive line is just racing up the field thinking, I'm going to sack the quarterback. In this case, they're not so lucky. Not only do they not catch him off guard, they're not able to pick up any yards.
A second down throw for Love. And that ball incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
From the gun, on third down, it's Love. That's into the hands of Rich. He's got it. And they're going to have this all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. You can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. The man in motion is Watson. They'll run the draw with Jacobs. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be second down. They send a receiver in motion left. Off the play fake. Here's Love. That complete to Jacobs. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
If you want to play running back in today's modern NFL, you have to be able to be a viable weapon in the passing game. It's all about touches. It's not just about handoffs anymore. It's how many different ways can we get the ball in your hands.
Dobbs headed in motion. On first and 10, here comes Jacobs. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's a second and 9. On play action, Love. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Christian Watson, touchdown Packers.
And that was just a great drive, really from start to finish. Like you could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix and run, mix and pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. And you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns. Man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
McManus on for the point after. The kick is good. And the Packers move out to a 21-3 advantage. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Powell now to bring it back. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They are facing an uphill climb early. They give this drive with 1st and 10. The drive begins with a carry by Jones. Trying to find somewhere to throw, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. Into the familiar hands of Justin Jefferson. Here's a 3rd down and 4. The tight end Hawkinson starts the motion. 3rd and short yardage, and here's Darnold. And that is incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
To return, it's Nixon. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Jordan Love, the rest of the Packer offense, ready for their next possession. And he has come out of the gates hot. He's been on target with his throws, and that's reflected in those numbers as he'll look to keep it going here. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Love. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
Love to throw on 1st and 10. The open man is Reed. He's got it. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play in this opening quarter. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Love to throw. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
When you put plays like this on tape, it's sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Dobbs headed in motion. A good play action with Love. There's that man again. Another catch. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
Here's 2nd and 9. He'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. From the interior, Harrison Phillips there for the tackle. Got to get it to the 28, but now it's 3rd down. Now Love. Here's a screen taken in by Jacobs. Trying to find some seam out there, but he will not. They get him behind the line, and 4th down is coming up.
Well, when you call a screenplay, of course, you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here, and really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
Brandon McManus and the field goal unit come on. This is going to be from 53 yards out. And that is no good. He missed it. And they are not able to add on to their big lead.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Play fake to Jones, now Darnold. He's got a receiver wide open, left side. And he'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35-yard line. An ideal beginning to this drive. 24 on the first play.
This is a great opportunity now for the offense to really seize control of this game. They just saw their opponent miss a field goal try, come out aggressive on the ensuing possession, strike deep early. Let's see if they can put this drive together and end it with some points.
And that one is closed down in the backfield. What a defensive play. Knifing in, dropping him for the loss.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Oh, they're on him in a crash, and he's lost the football. The Packers have it.
You know, it's amazing, Mike, that guys still end up fumbling the ball, because I can tell you from experience, the first 15 minutes of every offensive practice is ball security circuit, and that could be a combination of multiple things. How to go to the ground without getting loose to the ball, almost like the art of falling. It could be running over bags or through bags as guys take swats at the ball trying to knock it out. There are so many ways to simulate what the game is like, because at the end of the day, if you want to win in the NFL, protecting the ball is the #1 priority, and it cannot be stressed enough.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Jacobs. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
Love to throw it on first down. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Now, faking the give. And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Back to throw is Love. That's complete on the tight end screen. On the move, past the 40. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback see in the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
Here's 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That's caught outside. It's the tight end Musgrave. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
On 2nd down, Love. To the left side in the hands of Watson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they're going to mark him inside the 10-yard line. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out. These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times. And then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line. Mike, these are the spots that if I was a play caller, I think I'm calling up something down the field. You know the defense is really packed in tight, anticipating a run. Now's the time, play action and throw it over their head. They take a little bit more of a conservative approach, still get stopped for no gain, brings up 3rd and short.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He's got his big tight end. Tucker Pratt. Touchdown, Green Bay. That's his 2nd touchdown so far here in the 1st half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start of this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Now it's McManus for the point after. It's up and through. And the Packers stretch it out, leading now by the score of 28-3. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Chandler now to return it. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Vikings offense ready to see what they can do. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. In motion, it's Jefferson. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
The size, the speed, and the strength of this defensive tackle was on full display, Mike. He defeats the block, strikes the ball carrier at the line of scrimmage. He's able to bring him down, keep it to no gain.
They run it once more with Jones. He'll manage only a couple. The veteran, Kenny Clark, in on the stop. Third and 9. Darnold to throw. To the right side, he's got Hopkinson, his tight end.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
Here's Ryan right now as he is on to punt for Minnesota. Now a fair catch, and it's going to be a long field. They'll take over right about their own 13. The Packers offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out there. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He's spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. To throw is Love. That's complete to Watson. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Third and a yard. We'll try to run it here with Jacobs. Oh, the defense meets him in the backfield. They stopped him dead in his tracks and set up fourth down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up fourth down.
On fourth down, the Packers turn it over to Daniel Whelan to punt. Brandon Powell returns for the Vikings. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Vikings offense ready to get back at it. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with first and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. Quick throw here is complete. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. to the line now on 2nd and 2. Off the play fake, it's Darnold. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
Darnold to throw on first down, and they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Here's Darnold again. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
And he's going to pick up the Vikings' first down. They come up with a big one there to keep the drive moving, and then some.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
And that didn't fool anyone. They chase him down behind the line of scrimmage.
When you come across on a jet sweep, Mike, you're hoping once you get the ball, all you see is green grass and open space. In this case, he had a lot of unhappy defenders waiting for him, and they're able to put him down behind the line.
Throwing on 3rd down is Darnold. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Vikings are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Record had the field goal a moment ago. Back out now to kick this one away. On the return, here's Jaden Reed. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Packers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to him with another drive here. the middle with Jacobs. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Second down and 3. On play action, Love. And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete. Jaden Reed was the intended target, and it'll be third down.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a first down.
On the ground, it's Jacobs. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. On the bootleg, it's Love. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now third down comes up.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
He'll try and get there on the ground. They get 22 yards there. Good for a Green Bay first down. Here in this first half. Back with more from Lambeau Field after this. Love to throw on 1st and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
They have converted twice on 3rd down on this drive, and they need a yard here with 3rd and 1. Trying to do it himself, but this will come up short. They mark him down right at the line of scrimmage. Brandon McManus and the field goal unit come on. Officially, this will be a 43-yarder. He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. And the Packers can tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Chandler now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The visitors' offense ready to take over once again. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Throwing, Darnold. Here comes the screen to Jones. And they'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode, and that's what they got here. Now they got to see if they can go down and steal some points.
That's a second charge timeout for Minnesota. It comes with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan. And then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man. And it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
Here's the punter now, as he'll punch it away for the 4th time today. That is fielded at the 13. And he'll get something there on the return, able to take this back to the 20-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Love. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays, and frankly, with the way they do it.
And he's out of bounds inside the 30. A huge play just before the half. 52 yards.
Everyone notices the big play after the catch, Mike, right? That's the easy part, but don't take for granted or overlook how important ball placement is. Being able to hit your target in stride is the difference between a nice completion or a big chunk play like they had here. It allows them to turn into a runner faster, take advantage of that green grass, and big plays typically lead to points.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Throwing is Love. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. On first down, it's Love. There's that man again. Another catch. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. McManus and the field goal unit come on. This about as short as you can get. McManus's kick is good. And the Packers will tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcoming everyone to our halftime report. It was the Packers' leading man, quarterback Jordan Love, who turned in a solid performance in that first half. He's over 300 yards passing already, as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book.
All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Off the bootleg, here's Darnold. Got a man coming across the field, he's got it. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
And up until this point, we haven't seen a lot go their way, but here in the third quarter, they're starting to find some plays, they're starting to get some opportunities. Just got to ask yourself if it's too little, too late.
They put a receiver in motion to the left. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Addison that time. And it'll lead to a second down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
To the left side here, caught by Addison. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
He'll maneuver his way down to the 32. Keyshawn Nixon there for the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 6. Man in motion, heading left. Play fake to Jones, and now Darnold. This one is caught by Addison. Well, they hook up again. Second time on this drive. And this one's good for 18 yards and a first down.
Points have certainly been hard to come by in this one today, Mike, but it seems like this drive has been what they've been searching for. A little bit of rhythm, the ability to sustain. Now they got to finish. Now they got to capitalize on these first downs and go finish with 6.
And he's in. Jordan Addison. Touchdown, Vikings.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Reichard good with the extra point. And the Vikings are able to cut into the deficit. Reichard out now following the touchdown as he kicks this one away. This returnable with Reed. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Here's Love. This one is caught by Reed. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
It's the tight end Kraft in motion. On 2nd down, Love. That one knocked away and incomplete.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think here we are in the second half, and that's only his 2nd incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. He's got a man. That's Watson. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. That's into traffic, but taken in. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Really nice throw downfield on that conversion. Brings up a new set of downs. And defensively, Mike, this feels like desperation mode. If you allow them to finish this drive with a touchdown, this game feels all but over.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Here's Love to throw. That one incomplete.
An incompletion there isn't ideal by any means, Mike, but I think that's one of those passes where he made sure that ball was either going to end up in his guy's hands or out of bounds. yards.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run it straight ahead with Jacobs. And they'll work this down inside the 35. Byron Murphy there on the stop. Here comes 3rd and 6. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He's going to go deep, looking for Reed. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The visitors' offense and Jordan Addison getting ready to get back on the field. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll run it with Jones to begin this drive. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the 3rd quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
In motion, it's Jefferson. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Here's Darnold. Over the middle, that's the tight end Hawkinson. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Darnold. That's caught once again by Hawkinson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
And the rush too strong. They're in there in a flash for the sack.
With the right personnel, the safety position is like the ultimate chess piece, right? You can put him in center field to play pass. You can bring him up and make him a pseudo linebacker, but you also can bring him on pressure, Mike, and that's what this guy does so well. The timing and the speed, he got there in a hurry.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. Taking off, he'll try to get there. He's getting brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down.
And that's a pretty good effort here on 3rd and long. He had nowhere to go down the field. The defense is playing real soft. He pulls it down and did all he could, but he's still going to end up being short of the 1st down.
From the shotgun, here's Darnold. He's got his tight end, Hawkinson. And he will have the first down. Needing to make something happen, trailing here in the third quarter, they convert on fourth down.
This play is actually really well defended here. But I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
Jones now on 1st and 10. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Wayne Walker, the linebacker, on the tackle. Second and 7. Again, it's Jones. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up third down. Now a handoff. Jones. And he's got nowhere to go. The defensive front controlling a lot of scrimmage there. And that is going to bring up fourth down.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Vikings will cut into that lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
Record had the field goal a moment ago. It's back out now to kick this one away. Here's Nixon on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Out comes the Green Bay offense now as they get set to take over again. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air. And with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. On play action, Love. His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays. But I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he is not going to get away. Might have got the yard, but it will set up third down. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. From the gun, on third down, it's Love. He'll try to run for it.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
Packers set to kick this one away. He'll punt for the second time, looking to hit another good one. The visitors' offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Jones. And he is going to be stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. That play going absolutely nowhere.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Darnold to throw. And that one is intercepted. Jair Alexander picks it off. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
So anytime you're really sensing a pass, Mike, the first thing you want to do, flood the field with defensive backs. Good things typically happen. I mean, that's a great call there by the defensive coordinator to counter that play. Because no matter where that ball was going, they had someone in the neighborhood who had a shot of making the play and getting them off the field.
Josh Jacobs and the Packers offense heading back onto the field. They start with the lead and the football. They do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Now Love. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Third and long. They'll run the draw with Jacobs.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
Brandon McManus and the field goal unit come on. This a 46-yard attempt. McManus's kick is good. And the Packers will extend their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Powell now to bring it back. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense make their way out to take over once more. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on 1st down. They'll put Addison in motion. The drive begins with a carry by Jones. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. A short one taken by Hawkinson. Third and 6. Darnold. He's got a receiver, it's Addison. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. On play action, here's Darnold. Got a man, good job coming back for the ball on the completion. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A first down.
This is just like recess, just playing one-on-one football and saying, all right, I'm throwing you the ball. You got to go get open. This is a great job by the receiver selling it at the top of his route. The defender thought he was defending a deep ball. He sticks his foot in the ground and comes back. Well-timed, well-executed, and a nice pickup.
Here's second and 3 to go. A run, it's Jones, and he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
Third and short yardage, and here's Darnold. Here comes the screen to Jones. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. And that is going to set up an interesting fourth down decision. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. The offense is staying right there. They're going for it. Fourth and a couple. They'll run for it, and it's Jones. And he's going to pick up the Vikings' first down. Good work there on 4th and 1. They get 7 to move the chains.
I know it's 4th and short, Mike, but at this distance, you actually have to clear a lane out. You can't just fall forward or push the pile. So that conversion, it's as much of a credit to the blocking as it is to the running back seeing the hole and hitting it.
He's got it at the 3. To the goal line and in. Jalen Naylor. Touchdown, Minnesota. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Riker now to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Vikings are able to edge a bit closer.
37. Vikings 23.
Riker out now, following the touchdown, as he kicks this one away. Here's Nixon on the return. Now an opening past the 30. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. First and 10. From the gun, it's Love. This one complete. Right side, it's Watson. Give him 14 on that play, one first down.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air like you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. We don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
They face second down and 7. Once again, it's Jacobs. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up third down. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. He'll let this one rip, looking for Watson. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and he's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly. And even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that threat in because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier.
Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with first and 10. Now, Darnold. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. Darnold now to throw. To the middle of the field, taken in by Anderson. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense. Just unable to get anything going on the ground. And A big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
To throw is Darnold. He got all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throw away.
We spend so much time talking about quarterbacks and the special plays that they can make. And of course, that's a big part of playing quarterback in the NFL. But also, can you avoid the bad plays? Do you know when the fight is over and live to play another down? Don't take that sack. Throw the ball away, get back out there on third down, and give yourself a chance.
On third and long, here's Darnold. Looking for room out on the edge. You're not going to find it. As a matter of fact, I think they tracked him down behind the line of scrimmage. Good job by the defense, and it's fourth down.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and it results in a negative play.
It'll be a punt coming from the Vikings, as he's on for the fifth time this afternoon. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Packers offense running back Josh Jacobs heading back on the field. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and they've made him a real weapon in the passing game. Here's first and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll be brought down at the 32 after a short pickup. Here's a second and 9. Off the play fake. Here's Love. And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he can get out of that one.
So often the best pass defense is a good pass rush, and that's exactly what we saw here. The pass rush disrupted this play from the very start. The quarterback has all of his attention on the rushers rather than his receivers downfield. All he can manage to do is get back to the original line of scrimmage.
And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
All these stops are great. You're trying to cut back into this deficit, find your way back into this game. But the defense can make as many stops as they want, Mike. This game's going to come down to what does their offense do when they take the field?
On comes the Packers punting team, as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. And they'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Vikings offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. They'll start out first down and 10. To the right side, this is Jones. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down, it'll go down as a loss of 2.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
He runs with it. What a good choice to get out and run. That's a pickup of 18 on a first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Out of the gun, they give it to Jones. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
A first set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They fake to Jones, and now Darnold. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. Throwing, Darnold to the left side here. Caught by Addison. Now a 3rd and 2. They try and run for the first down with Jones. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. Here's Darnold. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And they're going to get the first down. They were forced to go for it, and it's going to work out for them.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
Well, he shows you the elusiveness getting out of one tackle, but not the other. Fortunate, really, to get back to the line of scrimmage on that play.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain. Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
It is 3rd and 10. Looking out of the gun, it's Darnold. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. Jordan Addison. Touchdown, Vikings. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Will Reichard now on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Vikings will cut the deficit to 7. So, things are a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game. as they kick it away. Here's Nixon on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Packers offense ready to see what they can do. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. This one is caught by Reed. And a mark him down just shy of the 40.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
On 2nd down, Love. Here's a screen taken in by Jacobs. That'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the 1st down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
From the gun, on 3rd down, it's Love. And the defense can't luck with the stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion. Fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
Now he'll run.
That play had sack written all over it, so that's a great job by the quarterback, not only escaping the initial pressure, even though he doesn't gain a whole lot, he's able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
Throwing on 2nd down, Love. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete. Christian Watson, the intended receiver. 3rd down coming up.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
On play action, Love. And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
We're all set to kick this one away. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Vikings offense ready for this next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. Oh, the pressure, too much, and he goes down.
It's 1st down. You got to get the ball out of your hands. I understand trying to take a shot. I love it on early downs. But once it's not there and that protection starts to break down, it's either check down or throw away. You don't want to be in 2nd and long.
Back on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. Open man downfield, it's Addison. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. It's a big play when they needed it the most. 32 yards. Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. There's that man again, another catch. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
All right, this is a good start. Plays like these are definitely going to help as you work your way into scoring range. While you have to be wary of the clock and keep an eye on it, they should have plenty of time here to finish this drive.
To throw on 1st down is Darnold, who else another catch for his favorite target. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first, as it'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock. They come up for 2nd and 2. Darnold to throw again. Taking off.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. Did a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the 1st down.
Here's 1st down. Darnold to throw. He'll run it in.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Darnold. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. The crowd cranking it up another notch before 3rd and long. Now, Darnold. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation, and right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game.
And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, the trail late. Gotta let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs.
Finding yourself down to your final timeout, this is the moment. This is the drive that you have to find a way to extend if you're going to claw yourself back into this game. But the defense comes up with a huge stop, and that will all but end this game.
The Vikings go ahead and use their final timeout. And it comes with 15 seconds to play in the game. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So, it's a win for the Packers. They got out of the gates hot, ran out to the big first quarter lead, and did not look back as they cruise in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers are winners as we say so long from legendary Lambeau Field.